Latitude is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, and this is really vibrant and busy here, and definitely a great meeting place for all the startup founders and entrepreneurs and everybody from Estonian stateside as well, who is introducing different programs here. I'm here because of E-residency. I'm working for E-residency, and we have been busy explaining what E-residency is, what are the benefits that it allows all the non-residents outside of Estonia to have, and especially people are interested in how to establish a company in Estonia and what are the benefits of establishing a company in Estonia. And E-residency is the only program in the whole world that actually illustrates that it is possible to create an EU company in Estonia in a very simple and effective way and very quickly, and launch and run this company completely location free. You basically only need to have an internet and your laptop, and you can do everything. It doesn't matter where you are.
Absolutely. I agree with this thing. So definitely some of the listeners, they know what E-residency is and what it can do. And we are the extension of E-residency. We are from private sector, but we collaborate with the public sector. So we help actually to establish those companies, because there are some things that the government just cannot do, so the private sector comes in. And definitely the biggest question regarding E-residency is like, when can I get the card, how long does it take, and so on. So usually it takes like 6 weeks.
6 weeks to do all the preliminary background checks and actually print the card once you have the positive reply, and then the card is sent to the pickup location and you can pick it up in your own country.
And the second thing that usually is asked, like, what do I get with this E-residency card? Am I a resident of Estonia? Am I a tax resident? So no. Basically, it's a tool to get access to the online services of Estonia, which are here for the locals anyway. So the government just figured that let's expand it to the whole world, and why not do it? Because it doesn't cost anything to us. We just issue the cards, and you can get access to our business registry and do the company here in Estonia. And yeah, it's really, really easy due to this E-residency program, and due to 1Office and other service providers. They just make this much more simpler than in some other countries. So that's the first argument of E-residency, basically.
Yeah, basically the split responsibilities like this. E-residency is a state program, and through us you can get the E-residency digital ID, which is exactly like Estonian national ID. The only thing is that you can't use it as a travel document, but you have access to all the government services through it. And once you have it, and once you are on your way to establishing an Estonian or EU company with it, then you turn to 1Office, and they will help you to figure out all the nitty-gritty regarding to what are your tax responsibilities and how to make your accounting work for your benefit in a way that you spend minimum time of digging into everything, doing everything yourself. So basically, yeah, this is the state part and the private sector part, and we have a very fruitful kind of partnership here. And every advice that comes to actual company establishment comes from our marketplace members, such as 1Office.
Definitely, the time you save doing things with E-residency, that's already like really huge step in your business career. But then the time you spend less on your accounting and compliance, you outsource it to 1Office. It's again advantage to you to do the core business, find clients, do your marketing, such things, finding partners. Definitely, it's like a great way to save time and do side projects if you have like a daily job.
Plus you have a peace of mind as well, because you are really using the experts.
Yes.
If you want to run a global business, it is not always so easy to figure out if you don't have an army of lawyers to figure out how to run your business so that it is most beneficial for you. So this is where you come in, right?
But saying that, actually that's the easy part, but the tricky part, and what we have seen here in Latitude59 as well, is people ask about taxes, it's confusing. People ask about banking, well that's a little bit easier, but taxes is always the main thing. And then the Estonian side actually is pretty clear that you don't have any corporate tax unless you take out the dividends. So even the profits that you have accumulated, you can reinvest them or just put it into the company, hire employees, whatever you want to do. if you take it out for yourself, you pay 20% dividend tax. So that's clear, but then what happens with the money when you're in your residence country, in your tax residency country? That's the tricky thing. And that's where we recommend like service providers and your local tax advisor. That's the thing where we need to help you the most actually. But what are other things that people ask here at Latitude about e-residency and just forming a company? Is there anything else?
One of the things that people very often ask, this also has to do with taxes, but from a different angle. They are concerned that do they have to move their personal tax residency also to Estonia once they become e-residents? And there is no obligation to do that. This is only basically the environment for your company. So you need advice about your corporate taxes, but as a personal tax resident, you are still based in wherever you are living or where you are a resident.
And yeah, I already mentioned that there is like banking questions, a lot of banking questions, but compared to tax questions, banking question is an easy thing to answer. People think that they need an Estonian bank account matching with their Estonian company, but that's not a requirement.
No.
So as long as you have a bank account that your clients are willing to pay to, then it's fine to use like European fintechs or European bank accounts. But is there anything like any mandates or like requirements by the Estonian government side about bank account at all?
I mean, it is a little bit different when it comes to e-commerce companies. So if you have an e-commerce company, then you need IBAN, and it would be perfect if you have an Estonian IBAN. So you need to just pay attention to this aspect. But other than that, we have like really big startup like Wise who have made the whole banking revolution in the whole world, and basically allows you to apply for the bank account also remotely. You don't have to show up in an office to get your bank account. And by law, yeah, for last 3 years, it is possible to run an Estonian company if you have European Union bank or fintech account. And usually also the user experience, the feedback that we have got from e-residents and also the e-residents that we have met here in Latitude who also share their experience with us is that today the fintech market is really great. I mean, they have excellent level of customer service, and they really fulfill all the needs of a small company that is starting off.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no need to worry about you getting an Estonian bank account because you don't really need it. You just have to think, is your client willing to, I don't know, pay to a Wise bank account or whatever you're going to choose. You're free to choose what you want. But yeah, that taxes and banking is the main thing that I've seen. And definitely, like, if I talk to people, they ask, of course, about prices as well. Like, I can say that the state fee is 265. So that's the
company establishment.
You establish the company for 265 euros. If you have the e-residency card.
It's the flat rate for everybody, for Estonians, for non-residents, everybody. Plus you pay 100 to 130 euros, which is a state fee, document state fee for getting an e-residency card, and this is also pretty much the same amount that you pay as an Estonian citizen to get your passport and digital ID.
Yeah, and that's it. Those two fees, of course, like service providers, they have different fees on top of that to help you out, but it's not that big. It's in the similar range, and after that, your company is kind of registered in 1 or 2 days. It can happen even in 20 minutes. So we must not forget as in Estonians that this fastness, how everything is done, is very, very impressive to people outside of Estonia. The only downside is that you have to get the e-residency card now. And the e-residency card, it takes a little bit of time to arrive in your pickup location. So yeah, that's the first step is the hardest. After that, it's really, really easy to do your business in Estonia.
Because all the support network is there. Maybe one of the questions that we are often asked also here in Latitude is that what is it that you, what are the extra perks that you also get to do with e-residency digital ID? And I would say like the way people in different countries understand the digital signature is very different. And Estonian digital ID and e-resident digital ID has the highest security level in the EU, and you can basically have timestamped encrypted email with your documents So this makes also your life super easy as an entrepreneur, because you can sign any documentation with your clients, with your partners over the distance, over the borders, and do it in a very secure way. This will save you at the end massively time.
Absolutely. I think let's wrap it up. I mean, I need to see what else this Latitude has to offer, and thank you.